70 minutes until the aerial bombing of Undisclosed. The smell was microwave popcorn. The door opened and there was Amy, her handless left arm curled around said bag of popcorn. Her eyes got huge behind her glasses, and then her arms were around me and we were crushing a popcorn bag between us. She was sobbing and pressing her face into my chest so hard her glasses had gone askew. I squeezed her and ran my hand through her hair and whispered to her that it was all right, that everything was all right. I have no idea how long we stood there like that, or how long John and Anna stood there and waited. All I could think was how much I wished, for the second time, we could just freeze a moment and run credits over it. John said, "Sorry that took so long. I had to ramp something." Amy pulled away and wiped her eyes and said, "Oh my God, you won't believe what I just did. I got hungry and I used a microwave to make this and it tripped a breaker and that I guess runs out to the generator, and if the computer had been on the same generator, we would have lost everything." She gathered herself and said to John, "I never doubted you." John said, "Now, there's a lie, but I don't blame you." I said, "Shit, I'm still doubting him." Amy looked down at Anna and said, "You and Mr. Bear did good. We're all here. Even Molly's here." She was, curled up on the floor under a desk. Holy shit, did that dog get around. "How did she—" I was talking to Amy's back. She was scurrying across the room to a desk where she had set up no fewer than 5 computer monitors and 3 keyboards. There was a box of donuts and a pot of coffee going. It looked like she'd been working there for a week. Amy said, "Okay, the setup looks ridiculous, but I finally figured out they had different parts of the security set up on different workstations, and there was no way to monitor them all without running back and forth across the room. I had to crawl around and reroute network cables, and anyway, all the security robots around the quarantine are offline. They're in maintenance mode, and as far as I know, they can't be reset remotely, so that should be taken care of. The UAVs, the drone things, I think they're okay. I'd take a long time to explain, but I emailed a guy and got that taken care of. All that is the good news. The bad news is... No, wait. The good news is that I know how they're blocking the cell phone signals. It's done through the provider level or anything. They have a jammer somewhere, probably outside of city limits. It's a big thing called a Warlock jammer, a TRJ-89. It sits in the back of a truck. The bad news is that I can't shut it down from here. There's an actual crew manning it. That's why I think it's outside of town, because Reaper pulled all of their staff out beyond city limits, but they're still manning the jammer because it's really, really important that nobody in town is able to call out until they drop the bombs." Amy stuffed a handful of popcorn in her mouth. I said, "Right, they're going to bomb the quarantine at noon." She shook her head so hard that her hair went slapping around her cheeks. Around a mouthful of chewed popcorn, she said, "They're going to bomb the whole town."